Yo, YouTubers, I'm still testing this gadget, and like I've altered the settings on the camera, and so the lighting is a little bit better. As you know, it's a cheap gadget, like with the little tiny webcam built into it, like. But as long as the sound's good and you can understand what I'm saying, that's all. What the main thing is. And this is just going to be a really short video, bit more of a light-hearted upload. I'm going to be putting these anything I know that what I'd see as a fascinating fact or interesting. These videos are going to be called Did You Know, right? So this is Did You Know part 1, and I'll just just assuming that most people know they don't do the kind of studies I do and the kind of homework I do, where I look into things and find out things by reading the material and stuff, okay? So these Did You Know videos, they're going to be fascinating facts, or not so fascinating, but little known facts that most people don't know, right guys? Because like me, I've done my own research and dig deep and whatever to look into, and that kind of thing. Alright, now did you know, this one is called Did You Know Apollo 4, right? Now, Apollo 4 was the first time that, no, I know a lot of people will argue with me that people, men didn't walk on the moon and that kind of stuff. That's up to yourselves, right guys, right? But I've done my homework and all that, right? And this isn't about that. This is about, okay, let's just assume that to make certain people happy out there, let's just assume no one walked on the moon, all that business, right? So aside from all that, right? Keep people happy, keep them sweet, let them think what they want to think, right guys? Did you know? Apollo 4, right? Apollo 4. Apollo 4 was an unmanned mission. And it was the first time that NASA used the full-sized Saturn V rocket. The full rocket, the massive boosters and all that, like the full-size Saturn V rocket was launched as Apollo 4. It was unmanned. They didn't want to take any risks. There were no people on board. And what it did was, it took off from the launch pad. It went into orbit, done all the separation, first stage and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't carrying a lunar module, obviously, because it wasn't going to the moon. But it was the first full test of the massive rocket, Saturn V rocket, right? Can't remember the date. I think I think it was November. I'm not sure the year, 68, either 67 or 68. But Apollo 4 successfully left the landing pad, got into orbit, separation, all the tests passed it, took photographs of the Earth from space and all that kind of stuff, right? But did you know that there was actually someone on board, or something on board, in the command module during takeoff and during the entire mission, which didn't last long? I know it was only so many hours, because they were, a lot of money or whatever, yeah, but the idea was make sure that rocket works without exploding and, putting the risk to astronauts in the future missions, right? So when it took off, it went into space, went into orbit, separation, blah blah blah. But did you know, in the command module of Apollo 4, there was a potato? Yeah, guys. NASA spent millions of pounds on a rocket to put a spud in orbit. I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't put a strawberry or an orange or an apple into orbit, right? But if you look into it, I mean, I had to dig deep to find that out, like. And it's all like, you can find videos of Apollo 4 on YouTube of the rocket taking off and the test and all that, like, it was all a splendid sort of array of like Apollo 11 and all the other, the when the Saturn V took off and all that, like, full-size rocket giving it beans into space. To take a potato, the spud went into orbit. I know, like, spuds have got eyes, you know what I mean? Maybe like that spud, I can imagine it like floating around in the command module, like trying to look out the window, and like, like tears running down its eye of a spud, looking back at the Earth, saying, thinking how beautiful it is and everything, because the spud is alive, isn't it? It's organic and that, like. So a potato went into orbit, guys, yeah, looking back at Earth and that, like. And I don't know what happened to the actual command module. I don't know whether they brought it back to Earth with the parachutes and all that kind of stuff, and they landed the spud safely back in the ocean or whatever on Earth. They brought it back to Earth, or whether they fried up in, it came, they let it burn up in re-entry or something and turned into a crisp or whatever, like a baked potato or something, like. But that's a little known fact, guys, right? I think it's quite funny myself, you know what I mean? All that millions of pounds of technology and a huge Saturn V rocket for one spud, one potato. So that potato got like the trip of its life, you know what I mean? It's a complete one-off, isn't it? The first spud in orbit, like. I don't know whether it was a King Edward or a Royal Jersey or, what kind of potato. It was probably an American potato. And I don't know if it was wearing a Snoopy helmet or, I just think it's a fascinating fact. Look into it, guys. Check it out. But honestly, when you do especially on YouTube, on Wikipedia and all that kind of stuff, there's nothing about the spud. It's like as though it's classified top secret, man. NASA top secret. Don't tell anyone. Because I don't get many viewers on my channel. So anyone who sees this vid, don't tell anyone. You know what I mean? Nod, nod, wink, wink. It's above top secret. It's above top secret. So there you go, guys. That's Did You Know #1, Apollo 4. Hope you enjoyed it. It's like you say, it is a visual test basically. I'm testing the lighting and different settings on the camera and stuff. So yeah, the first spud in space came from America in Apollo 4. It's just one of them things, but I've got some more fascinating facts to talk about, some funny, light-hearted stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please comment. Don't know why people would ask or say about it, like. But I don't know what, like, I know the Russians were big on spuds. They make vodka out of it, don't they? So I don't know if the Russians, in the space race, I don't know if the Russians beat America into putting a potato into orbit. Like, I'm not sure about that one, like, guys, you know what I mean? But, what happened to that spud? Did they leave it in orbit? Because it's out of the boundaries of gravity and time itself. It's going round in orbit, out of the boundaries of time. It could be anything now, couldn't it? It could be like super spud or something. I don't know. But anyway, I don't know if anyone else knows that fact. If you do, give us a shout to say, yeah, you're right, Bruce, that's true, like, or is anyone out there? I don't even know my videos again. Now, you see, guys, this is why I need people to comment, because I'm not getting any comments. I'm getting people are viewing me videos, and it could be spies, couldn't it, or psyops and stuff, like, you know what I mean, checking me out, like, see if I'm saying anything against the establishments and that, like, because all the rules, they're having a clampdown, aren't they? But anyway, hope that's interesting to some of you out there. Little short vid, little blog. And you know, one small step for a spud, one giant leap for potato kind. Thanks for watching.